Hello and welcome back to Adventure's Edge, Heroes of the Vale, episode number 16.
We can drive.
Hello.
We can drive.
License to drive.
Oh, yes, the age jokes are always fun.
All right, now I just feel bad, and now I will not try the banter ever again.
No banter.
Oh,
Thank you for killing me
I
with the
just
banter. You did
ruined
it. You did.
the banter.
There goes the show.
We had a
Banterless
good
show.
run.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, well, we tried.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Is that the name of this episode? We tried.
We
We
tried.
Okay.
Well, all right. Once again, we've had a very irregular recording schedule, so it's been a few weeks again. I feel like that's almost how we're opening up anymore. It's like It's been a few weeks. How are you guys?
Great.
Great.
I'm ready to play and slay.
Play and slay. Okay.
Is that from something? Or
My brain.
your brain.
No, I mean, I'm sure there it is.
Play and slay.
I'm just here to roll dice.
You're just here to roll dice.
Yeah.
Okay. Our second t-shirt option.
Play and slay.
Play and slay. I'm just here to roll dice and something else. I'm just here to play. I don't remember what it was now. I still haven't ordered the shirts. They're expensive.
Shirts are expensive.
Yeah. We definitely need to build some more listeners up. So if you've made it this far, please, again, we could use some more likes and subscribes and tell your friends. So let's get to playing and slaying. Are you ready? Anybody else have any other business we need to take care of? Anything off air? We're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Right now, my business is playing and slaying. So.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we had a very dramatic episode last time.
Mhm.
And instead of asking the four of you who remain at the table, I actually have some parting notes, a recap by our party member formerly known as Bramble. They've left you something. So,
Aw. Okay.
I know. So here we go. Words from Bramble.
After a couple of relatively quiet but awkward 2 weeks, we leave town at the behest of the mayor to find out what has happened to the river in the farming district. Our pleasant journey turned dark when we encountered bandits demanding 50 silver for passage. Trunk was particularly upset about the bandits' behavior and expressed this with the point of his spear. In a disturbing turn of events, the bandits met a bloody and violent end. As we laid the bandits to rest, I knew the time had come for a difficult conversation. I have felt the pull of the Fey Woods for some time now, and a message from Birch made the call too hard to ignore. I told my friends, new and old, of my decision and parted ways. As I enter the woods, I am preoccupied by thoughts of what lies ahead for them and how it will change them, for I have seen the changes already.
And there we go.
Oh, Bramble.
We hardly
Always
knew.
head away with words.
Mhm.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So when we left off, some of you were possibly on horses, and we've actually since established that Trunk is in fact not on one of the horses.
It would be cruel.
But you can perhaps lead the horse or walk with it.
There's 3 horses, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Well, my suspicion is that she's not on a horse.
Oh, you don't want to ride a horse by yourself? I thought you'd be like holding on to the reins, sitting on and then he would be leading it.
I mean, I could sit on
Yeah.
the horse. I probably wouldn't sit on the horse's back. I'd probably sit on its neck and
Your wings get tired?
No, because it's magic.
Oh.
Yeah. It's my fairy dust. so it doesn't get tired. But if it gets wet, then
Sure.
I can't fly. So
But yet you walk enough to where you don't get atrophied of the legs, right?
She can barely
Like you
stand.
land and you just kind of flop over. What are those little drafts that you push on the little thing and then just...
no. So I climb
Okay.
like in the trees and stuff. Then
Keeps you limber.
yeah. I probably do more of that than like actual walking on the ground.
Because walking is for suckers.
I don't really like walking, but like in the trees, I'll walk or climb around in trees and that kind of thing, or like in the rafters in the house and hop.
You get
Like
fancy
you got
boots.
that bird hop.
Yeah,
Nice.
from surface to surface. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you get nice boots now.
I do. I have lovely boots. That will help with the
Okay. So, but you're probably not like driving the horse with the reins and stuff.
No.
So if anything, Trunk maybe is leading the horse and you could be just like chilling out, sitting on it. Okay. All
That
right.
seems reasonable. And I'm probably not able to really fly right now because of the volume of tears I'm shedding.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
So more curled up taking a nap on the horse's back.
Not napping, just weeping.
Just
Yeah.
weeping.
Yeah.
I like to think after 30 minutes, we've all just kind of tuned it out, and it's still the intensity is still not dropped even a little bit.
Yeah.
Or it sounded like it has. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, finally she stopped.
Yeah.
Just like a
kid.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
10 seconds later.
Yeah. Yeah. Fairy tears are terrible. You're just not even. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, the upside to having horses now is that your overall movement pace has increased because
Yes.
Darune's little legs now are not holding people back.
I mean, it was obvious, right? It's
So you can all move at the speed of a walking trunk.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, was there anything else you're going to do before you continued on towards Little Falls and eventually the Dovedale district?
No.
No.
If you make good pace, you should make it to Little Falls by evening. Actually, maybe even late afternoon. Now that you're going a bit faster. So, if you check out the map here, see I've been Also, I've been adding little embellishments to the map.
Ooh.
I have been sharing these out on the Facebook site, and they are out on the wiki. So if you wanted to see the map in different stages, I'm kind of leaving little markers. So there's not little three little roadside shallow graves there to mark. And you continue on. So you're traveling basically southwest towards west by southwest, or however that is, towards Little Falls. And you're making good time. The Hollywood is to the north, getting slightly farther away. And to the south, there's just rolling hills. There's like some scattered sheep farms and things. But this actually, there's not a lot near the road here. I mean, you pass the occasional farm, but there's really no big settlements near this section of the road. And you probably do encounter a few travelers here and there, but nothing of import. So we're going to move you along. Obviously, at some point, you stop for lunch and then continue on. You hit that intersection there by mid-afternoon where there's a road that leads south. And it's probably not very entertaining for people who can't see the map, but basically you're just traveling. And unless there's anything else you wanted to do, nothing sinister or
No, we're on a
otherwise,
mission.
You're on a mission, yeah. So about, we'll say mid-afternoon, mid-late, you're getting pretty close to Little Falls. And again, just traveling a bit. And let's make the first roll of the day here. Can I get a perception roll from you guys?
Trunk appears very distracted.
Probably by my weeping because, I have a 7.
Okay.
That would be a 6.
Okay. You guys you're in that, it's like the highway hypnosis where you're just sort of zoned out, just the sound of the clomping horses,
I have a 25,
but not Darun.
and Corda has a 12.
I've got
Sorry, a 14.
a 23.
Well, you're probably just chatting, and at some point, Darun, you look over, and probably maybe about 10 yards from the road, leaning against like the trunk of a dead tree that had been like partly cut down. You notice what looks like maybe an odd walking stick leaning against it. It just kind of caught out of the corner of your eye. And when you probably pause to look at it, Tommy immediately kind of looks in that direction, ever vigilant, and spots it too.
Kind of nod at him and point over there. Like, what's that?
This is stick. Let's keep going.
It's a bit odd. It's out of nowhere. It's like looks like it's leaning.
It looks intricately carved.
Oh,
Well, I don't got time to stop for sticks.
okay.
Let's just keep going.
Okay. I'm going to hold up the horse and do my best to try to a dwarf sliding off a horse. That's what, because dismounting him may be challenging.
It probably is. You
Yeah.
probably don't ride a lot.
And I'm going to say, I'm just going to go check this out over here. Corda, come with me.
What are we stopping for?
He's found a stick.
He's going to find spiders again.
A stick?
Yeah,
What kind of stick?
it's a nice stick as far as sticks go.
Corda, come.
I like sticks.
I'm going to cast
You
my
should
spirit
go with him
sense.
then.
See if I can pick any kind of energies of Fae or whatnot.
Okay, I'll use some fairy dust to fly over because I do like sticks.
I'll try like, hey, look, it's a stick. Look at this stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come over here.
Sticks are fun.
Yeah, it looks a bit ornate, doesn't it?
Oh, that is a fancy stick.
You don't detect anything with your.
Okay. All right. I mean, if it seems like that, I'm going to look for any footprints around and say, Corda, sniff around. See if you can pick up anything.
So you get close to the stick.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking for any kind of unusual traps or just anything around it, footprints, or if Corda smells something watching us.
Okay. I mean, you do
Ooh.
see some footprints around, and as you get kind of close to the stick, it's a nice walking stick.
Mm-hmm.
Again, intricately carved, probably from maybe like a hard oak, and the top of the staff is in the shape of an old bearded man, and it's been painted.
I cast Detect Magic.
It radiates magic. And I've actually
You
shown
probably
you.
see that too if we both detect magic.
I've shown you the picture of
Yes.
the stick. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Don't look it straight into its eyes.
it actually looks. Yeah, I don't know. Well, how would you describe that? Because I look at it.
Do you
I'm
remember
like,
the king from the Imaginary Land from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Oh yes.
oh yeah.
Looks like the king with a long beard.
Oh gosh.
Or the
Oh,
king
that's
without a
amazing.
crown, doesn't it?
Oh,
Because he had a beard too like that.
Oh, how did that guy talk? Yeah.
Oh, yes. With a little English accent and kind of like, yeah. I remember vividly what it looks like. But that's what it looks like.
Once again, dating ourselves. Because people are like, who the heck is Mr. Rogers?
So Mr.
Well, if you don't know, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, lost childhoods.
It looks a little bit like the wizard that trained me.
Oh.
Okay, so I will do my spellcraft to see if I can learn it. Oh yeah, that's a 23 on my spellcraft.
Okay. So it radiates. It has two types of magic on it. There is some faint, I believe that's transmutation, and a little bit of divination.
I'm going to look up.
The
It seems
sky-
like we forget doing that. And everything seems to be up in the tree. Because it just seems weird that this magic thing
Well,
is
no,
super-
yes. This is like it's like there was a tree that probably maybe died,
Okay,
and they
that
cut it off. It's like it's like about a 3 foot tall like trunk that's just like there. in the ground, still rooted, but the tree's gone.
But this staff is,
It was just leaning there like somebody forgot it.
and there's their footprints around here,
There's some faint footprints in the dust, yeah.
but faint.
I mean,
Nothing new.
yeah, you could make a survival check if you had such a thing.
Oh, I do.
So have we acquired the stick yet?
That's a 19.
Yeah, there's a single pair of footprints that maybe you would think human-sized, average-sized, probably some padded boots, and probably within the last 2 days.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't see anybody. What do you got there? What's your spell?
Oh,
What's it telling you?
I already forgot.
It had some
You're distraught.
it has some minor transmutation magic, and there's an element of divination.
Okay.
And with your spellcraft, you can determine that it probably does something to do with movement. That's the part you got regarding the transmutation.
Well,
It's a move. It has something to do with movement, and it's a transmutation, divination, something or another stick. I don't know.
Actually, with a 23, you'd be able to figure out that somebody using the stick could probably walk slightly faster on flat
I'm
surfaces.
going to grab it as fast as I can. Oh, losers, weepers, fighters, keepers.
Okay.
I've got the stick. Let's go.
You've seen the top of that thing, right? I say to Tommy, it's going to kill us tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nothing but creepy and awful.
No.
I'm going to go over to
No, I
Trunk
would
and say,
rather.
"You see this? Put it in his face. You see this guy?
I'm going
Do you
to
recognize him?"
Snap it.
No, you're not.
No way.
It's a happy stick.
That
I
thing
like
is
this
10
stick.
times worse than 11 spiders.
No, it's a happy stick. Zinni likes this stick. I like this stick.
But it makes me faster. So
So would spider legs.
What an interesting mixed reaction. Well, I will
Right.
share the picture.
Someone's afraid of old creepy guys on the top of a staff.
I suspect that he's an old creepy man who's been turned into a stick and he's going to eat you.
Oh, it's possible. I mean,
All right.
I
Can
didn't
we-
detect any of that.
yeah.
No.
Yep,
Just
I'm going to
keep
get back up
going.
on the horse and stow it back on its side saddle or somewhere and
Okay.
jump up back on the horse and say,
Get back on the horse and continue.
"All right,
on.
let's go."
Ooh, does it make the horse go faster?
It does not.
Oh.
No. Yeah, the horse cannot attune to it.
Oh.
Could the
okay.
horse put it in its mouth?
Oh, now all of a sudden we're very curious about the stick.
I'm just curious
Oh, okay.
now as a player. Tommy is not curious.
It's more of a branch than a stick.
No, it's a stick.
it would require somebody to actually. So yeah,
It's a twig, really.
you have to actually actively attune to items to use them. We have not really covered my alternate weird attunement system yet, even though we're this far into the game.
Oh,
Yeah, and we're still not.
well, I don't have any magic items. I don't know if you knew that about my character, so I don't have to worry about those rules yet.
No, yeah, I am aware of that.
I mean, we did mention it when we found the boots. You did say that I successfully attuned to the
I
boots.
did, yeah.
And that's why they fit.
Yeah,
Shrunk.
They shrunk and fit onto me. And
Yeah,
so,
To your size.
yeah. Well,
Well, we've got things to do, so I'll worry about attunement later.
Dayrune, I think you found a very good stick.
I think you're right. Thanks for helping me find it.
I mean, I saw the stick too.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
All right. Off we go.
Off you go.
Yay, stick.
Her stick side
It's more of a
quest.
branch.
It's a twig,
Defend
really.
its size.
Darkening Trunk's mind now is the realization that these two characters have no idea what good things look like.
Well, judging a book by its top of the staff, huh?
Yes, because when you pick out the book, it tells you, oh, this is what I am. That's the point of a cover.
Well,
Well,
this guy looks really friendly.
no, he doesn't. I'm looking at the picture now.
King Friday.
King Friday.
King Friday.
It's like King Friday without a crown.
It's like King Friday if he went evil and consumed the souls of innocents.
I thought that was his whole shtick on. Thought he was that already.
His eyes are way too close to the side of his head, too.
Perhaps you should take a look closer to his eyes.
You
It's
know,
like his eyes got into an argument and now they're not talking
once
to each other.
once you can carve
Yeah, that's
an
right.
old man's head on the top of a stick better, then
Hey.
I will accept that criticism. Until then, I think it is a wonderful old man
Yeah,
head
I'm
on
sure
the
it's
top
pretty
of a stick.
natural, and the DM is just gifting me with something to make me go faster. That's all it is. You're looking too much into it.
I'm pretty sure the pixie
I
left
trust
it
this.
behind.
I trust
Screw
the
with
master
us.
of the dungeon to be completely
Magnanimous,
fair. Yes.
fair, magnanimous, kind, generous.
People were just saying
They're always
don't-
paranoid.
They don't get magic items,
telling
and
you,
then
it's just the way it
you
is.
just find one on the
You
side
give
of the
someone
road.
something in a game. You give them an NPC with all the information. Let's kill them. We gotta be suspicious.
All right.
That's my other group. Maybe if you're listening, you know who you are.
Okay, well you finish your journey and you reach Little Falls. So I will change the map. So there's a few more farms. I'm not going to keep mentioning every last farm, but you pass through a little bit of farms leading up to Little Falls, which is set on the western side of Foam Creek, which is a very, very large creek / small river. And as you're crossing over the stone bridge that leads into Little Falls, let me give you the nice little picture of Little Falls here. I even put your ponds there so you can kind of get a sense of scale. It's not to be tactical, but just I was having fun making town maps.
You were?
So you're coming in.
He's always complaining about having to make maps.
Yeah.
It's kind of big.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a town.
You know, there's no way to defend your. It's a talent.
Well, yeah. Okay. It's just a town. It's just a town map.
It's a very nice town map.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm using like a town map generator
Right.
for these other extraneous
okay.
towns. Whereas like Raven Rock, I drew that from scratch.
Yeah,
But that was like, that's the main town.
it's time consuming if you do it for every town.
Every single town. I'm going to draw every last building. Yeah. All right. So as you ride in over the, and this is not a wall town either. So as you go riding in over the bridge, you can see it's a quaint little town. I think, what is the population? It's a few hundred. I think it's like 600 people live in the area, something like that. So it's at least a third the size of Raven Rock or smaller. And, other than being a small farming town, it does have a central collection of buildings. And you cross the bridge, and on the, first of all, on the other side of the bridge, because again, there's no walls, there is a posted guard just kind of standing there idly. And you see that there's like a bell on a wooden post, like a town, crier bell. And he's kind of actually sitting on a stool, looking really bored, with a pike leaning against the bell. And he kind of sees you. There's a few farmers that had just come through. And as you reach the other side of the bridge, he puts his hand up and says, "Hail, travelers.
Hello.
Welcome to Little Falls. I will need the gate crossing fee.
Sure. How much is it?
It'll be 1 silver, please."
Okay. I give him 1 silver.
All right, well, Joy, will you be staying the night? As he kind of looks at the sky and thinks it must be time to go home just about.
I suspect so.
Very well. You'll probably want to stay at the boarding house.
And where's that from here?
Just take your first left, heading towards the middle of town.
Thank you
And
kindly.
it's the big building. You can't miss it.
Okay. I'll start ushering my horse that way.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is there anything unusual going on in town? Stories about the area that we might be interested in hearing?
He kind of looks slightly thoughtful, if not bored, and shrugs. Not so much. It's been thankfully quiet of late. Do you bring any word from where you've traveled from? Well, I suppose there is the river thing.
That's what brings us here, actually.
He actually gestures to the river. We've noticed that it's getting a little lower than normal for the season.
So, I mean, that was going to be my question before this guy. So we just crossed the bridge. How low is the river?
It doesn't look, you obviously don't know what the normal height of the river is, but you can see based on, the dry marks that it's probably about a foot lower than normal. So it's
Okay.
not like it's it's not like it's drying up, but also this is pretty far downstream from where you're headed. And you actually probably would know that there is a like a small pond in between. So basically the Dovedale River that flows out of the Giant's Teeth, where you're headed up to where David's Rest is, it then kind of feeds down through the farming area and then goes into the Hollywood. And there is a Fae community over there. That's actually where like the local Fae court is. So that flows through there. So, but for this to be even a little bit lower, definitely indicates that there's something going on with the water.
Okay. Thank you. I'm done with this guy.
Yeah, he was just doing his job and giving you the little welcome. So you go a little bit farther in, and the next person you see, as you're kind of moving along, you can see looks like a beggar up on the side of the road. He's probably about 100 feet past the guard, maybe.
Oh, that poor man. It looks like he really could use a walking stick, don't you think?
No.
It's more of a
Cursed
branch.
evil one.
More of a twig.
More of a
Really.
log.
As
So
I ride past, I will flip him a silver.
Dayrune, do you have any of those good berries you could give him?
I do. That's a
I
good
think
idea.
that would be nice.
Do you want to give him one?
Yes.
I'll put my hand out with what I have left of the good berries.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're sounds like you're pausing enough to throw things at him. Yeah, it looks like
Just flip it to him.
Over to He was throwing money at him.
Tommy's like bouncing the corn off his forehead.
No,
got it.
that's not what it is.
I like improvised weapons.
Yeah. How much damage
If you
do I
want to
do?
give him one of these or a couple of these, that's fine.
Yeah, he looks like he's probably mid-30s, human male, a bit disheveled, and he's kind of wearing a actually slightly nice blue cloak though. That's just a little bit dirty. So you're handing him some. So he's like,
Go grab some.
greetings, sirs.
Good evening.
Handouts for the poor.
So I will fly over and I'll place 2 good berries in his hand and I'll say, you can eat these and they will actually fill you up and make you feel much better.
Oh, so he will reach out to hold, like he holds his hand out for you to drop them in.
I do so.
Okay. Oh, that's very kind of you. And he kind of eyes you. Well, aren't you a cute little fairy?
Thank you. And I fly back.
I've already flipped him my.
Okay, yeah.
Silver.
So yeah, he got the coin
Okay.
and slipped into a little cup, and he
And
jiggles
then
around.
I'll, like flick my cap and
Well, welcome to the town.
thank you. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
I mean, no. Does he have information?
I don't know. I mean, you said you were.
What's your name, kind fellow?
Nobody asked for my name. Perrin.
Heron.
Heron. I am Dayrune, and this is Corda, my wolf.
How-
She's very gentle.
How does Corda react to him?
How does Corda react to him? I mean,
Well, make a perception roll for Corda.
17.
Corda starts kind of like sniffing at him and kind of gets closer, and he's like, "Oh, you keep the doggy back, please."
Are you afraid
Nice.
Are you afraid of dogs?
Oh no, just
She won't hurt you if you don't hurt her.
I couldn't possibly hurt the poor thing.
Oh, that's not a poor thing. Yeah, I've seen it do things that you wouldn't imagine.
Don't worry, my wolf, who could totally maul you, won't hurt you.
It's fine. Corda's gentle. But your name. So, what's your story? What's is there a lot of
Corda
Squatted
keeps like
people-
circling, by the way, and
Okay.
sniffing.
okay? Does she get heckles or anything like that?
No, just like curious, like dog. You know, how dog.
Sure.
I don't know how wolves actually are, but
Yeah.
I think of them as like
Canine kind of behavior.
yeah,
Yeah.
just really curious sniffing.
Sure. She's been a lot more. She's not domesticated, but she's much more domesticated than a wild wolf. You know, she's been around humans and whatnot more than a common wolf. So what's your story?
Well, which part?
Well, you're out here asking for things. You do not have a profession?
Well, I once did.
What was it?
I was a traveling merchant.
What happened?
I went bankrupt
Why?
Bad business deals.
What kind?
So do you live here on the streets or do you have a home?
Oh, I live. I've mostly stay in the area, camping and whatnot.
How long have you lived here for?
I've been traveling about, but I've been here for at least a few months.
So this river is troubling, yeah? You've heard the townspeople talk about it?
Oh, yes. Yes, there's definitely been some word about that.
Well, as a traveling merchant, what are your ideas?
About the river?
Yeah, you've seen many rivers, I'm sure, in your life.
You can make a perception roll, Zinnia. Are you still kind of near him?
Yeah, I'm hovering. That's not a great perception roll, though. 13?
You notice he smells strangely good.
Oh.
Like
Recent bath?
no, like a sandalwood scented cologne,
Oh.
which doesn't match his dirty state and poop stained shoes.
Hmm.
Can I just grab another silver piece out? This time I do want to hit him with it. not like in the face or anything, but like I want to throw it when he's not kind of expecting it, and like not. I don't want it to be an attack or anything, but I want to try to hit him in a part of his body. I don't want him to catch it.
Okay.
So, because I don't know if there's some magic about him, like some illusion. My Fae or my experience with the Fae has made me a little dodgy to illusion magics.
Okay. Are you
And for the cost of 1 silver, I think that's a good.
all right? So while Zinnia and Daerun are peppering him with questions and they're smelling him, yeah, you flick the silver and ping it off his chest there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, make a will save.
A
A will save?
Yeah.
Those are good for me. I'm at +0. So that is a 10.
Okay. I mean, he feels it obviously, and like, thank you, kind sir.
Okay, but if I had to make a will save, that I would something.
You didn't notice anything.
So I'm going to get a little bit closer and be like, you smell nice.
Oh, I'm sure that's not correct. I must smell terrible. And he
No.
kinda like, well, he's like, not so close, please.
Why not? You smell nice. Daerun,
boy.
smell him. He smells nice.
I'll get off my
I'll get
horse.
off my horse.
What's happening here?
Yes.
They do this sometimes. Usually,
She
if we
looks a
have
little
quest, they'll
suspicious.
be
Once
like,
I notice
"Oh."
her kind of ears perking up, I am going to just cast my spirit sense on top of my horse before I get down.
Okay. I mean,
So-
that's
Detect undead, ethereal, fey,
Yeah.
outsiders, and corporal. So just
that doesn't. Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Interesting. He smells nice. He does smell nice, and so I'll get close to him and touch his elbow.
So he's like putting his hands up. Okay, you're really crowding me now. I appreciate the money. And are you like touch his elbow?
Yeah, just make contact with him.
Make a will save.
Will save is 24.
All right, you touch his elbow and you realize it's not quite right. And for you, the illusion is broken, and now you can see through it. It's the same person, but
Yeah.
he's not. He's actually wearing a nice, clean robe.
So, Heron, I'm pretty sure you could afford a lot of these good berries. You gonna buy them from me?
Whatever do you mean? I have no money. Well, I have 2 silver now. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Your suspicions were right.
Oh,
This man is not who he says he is. It's just purely an illusion. He's well dressed. I can see through it, Heron. I'm going to grab his elbow a little bit harder this time, almost like holding him.
Oh!
And then Corda is going to react, of course, and perhaps growl and snarl a little bit.
What? No
Yeah.
need to be testy.
I'll approach menacingly. I'm
So
gonna try to intimidate
His eyes will
him.
go wide, and he'll make a gesture, and his illusion disappears.
oh, good, because I was about to land on his head.
I've got an 18 to intimidate as I approach him menacingly.
Whoa,
All right, spill it.
that turned fast.
Why would you do this?
Do what?
Be dishonest like this. This isn't nice.
I'm not being dishonest. He actually pulls out a journal and starts making some notes. This is research.
For what?
Well, I'm trying to see the desirability of people to donate based upon combinations of color and scent.
This seems to be telling the truth, or
Like
what kind of?
Make a sense motive.
A 7.
It's an odd thing to say, but
Mhm.
that would be a weird thing also to make up.
Let me see your journal.
My journal. These are private notes.
As this goes on, I'm going to go get Harry.
Let me see your journal.
I'm going to go get the guard that was at the post
I'll step up as you're getting ready. Why is this a big deal?
because he's.
Because he took money from us
Yeah,
under
He
false.
did not take anything. He was
He
sitting there.
accepted
He
money.
Xenia, you're a wizard. You make use of magic to do all sorts of stuff. You're Fae. I've seen you play some tricks yourself.
I don't care. I want to see his journal. Let me see your journal.
He will turn and show you like a list on the page that he's writing on the ledger, and you see combinations of scent and color, and looks like numbers.
I'm going to go to the guard, just ask him if this is a legitimate man, like if this is what he does, what he's saying is true.
Do you have a permit?
Let me see your paperwork.
Permit? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no need for permits. I am performing legitimate experiments. So you go tell the guard.
I'm going to ask him, is this guy what he says he is? That's all I need.
The guard looks back, because you walk over there, sees him and goes, he just rolls his eyes and like, yeah, I know him.
He says he's just doing it for research. Is this true? Is he
Yeah,
a scholar?
he's a bit of a nutter, at least in my opinion.
Okay. He did ask for money. Just let you know. He said, remember, for the...
I'll shout. We gave him money before he asked for money.
He asked for money, though. So, either way, he asked for it. Anyways, I'm going to go back. It says, the guard said it's what he does.
Oh, well, if he's not a threat, let's just move on.
He'll stand up and dust himself off. Well, now that you've seen through my little charade, Perlman Bidwither at your service.
I'm getting back on my horse.
Can I have my good berries back?
Well, no, you gave them to me, but I'm very much
Under a
appreciative.
false pretense.
So you're saying you're only willing to give to, what? Was it the blue?
The needy.
Needy.
Do you need these?
Oh, absolutely.
You do.
Of course,
You're
they're quite
squalid.
tasty.
You're squalid.
Well, I wouldn't say
You
that.
can't afford food yourself.
I wouldn't say that either.
Are there others that need food more than you?
Probably somewhere in the
Where
world.
are they? Are they in town? Are they hungry in town?
Well, you are just a persnickety one, aren't you?
I'm a bit old. I'm a dwarf. What do you think? Are there's? I mean, what my point is. What was your name again?
Perlman.
Parliament. You're a man of high thought, yeah?
Very high thought.
You're a wizard?
I am.
Would you say there's people in this town that could use things such as coin in berries that go hungry?
There are people all over the world that need things, but research must go on.
That's not my question.
But that is the answer.
Okay.
I feel like you're not going to win lecturing him.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
He's got his own ideas of what is right and wrong. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I just get on my horse and go.
Yep. Corda, come on.
What?
Corda maybe does like a flinch.
he will flinch a little bit at that.
I will tell him, I think your premise is flawed.
In what way?
Well, I think that your idea of the whole color and scent thing is like you're not controlling for other variables.
Oh, are you a fellow researcher?
Yes.
Where have you studied?
I have studied at the school of...
You're talking about your master?
Yes.
Godfrey Jocelyn.
Godfrey Jocelyn.
Godfrey? He's a hack. He didn't even go to university.
But you know his name.
Because he was so particular about accepting whatever. But I'm going to show them all.
Show who all?
The entire wizarding community. I'm out here doing valid field work.
With false premises.
I'm on my horse going.
All right, well, good luck to you. I just am suggesting you might want to rethink some of your some of your, assumptions. Let's say.
Very well. Well, I'll consider that. Thank you for your funding.
If I ever see him outside of a town,
So as we ride off, is he watching us ride off, or does he turn away into his notebook?
He does. He just he will just kind of start making notes.
So as soon as he's not looking at us, I will like put my fingers in my ears and like do a raspberry at him.
good job, Zinnia.
Yes.
Good job. All
You
right.
deserved it. Out of table, I feel like we were just going to pass him by. And then you were like, really? Really?
I don't know. Whatever.
NPCs are fun.
Okay.
We go towards the boarding house.
Yes, let's go to the boarding house.
It's been a long day of travel.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way through the town. It is a quaint little old town, has all the normal amenities, and you make your way to the boarding house. So as you were directed by the guard, you turn left at the main, you're on the main road. Everything else is just kind of a little narrow passageway. But there are two large structures in the place, and you're pretty much sure because he said it was the big building. But there's two big 2-story buildings kind of facing each other on this little side street. One of them is clearly the boarding house. It's a 2-story. It's got cut stone on the bottom half and then hewn timbers on the top half. And you can see there's a big stovepipe coming out of the side with smoke billowing out. And the structure across the street is equally imposing and actually has some glass panes out front. The building itself is painted, I think it's a bright yellow color. And it is a large 2-story stone and wood building. And it's got 3 big chimneys out back that are billowing smoke. It has a glass panes out front behind which you can see it's a bakery, and there's display counters filled with interesting pastries and sweets. And the aroma of all of the baked goods fill this narrow avenue, and it smells amazing. You can see there's a sign out front of the boarding house that says Ma Nettles, and there's a few people kind of passing in and out. And the bakery says it has John Baker's shop out front on a little sign too, with a picture of a cupcake.
Sweet.
Okay, so are we going to go in the boarding house? And do they have a place for the horses?
They do. If you kind of go around the side, there are 2 young boys, clearly dressed like stable hands. And when you come riding up, they'll come over to get your horses. One of them speaks up and says, hello there. Are you staying the night?
It appears so.
3 horses. I'd make sure you tell Ma.
Very well.
It says food and stabling is going to be 1 silver per horse, but just be sure to tell her. We'll take right good care of them. My name's Meyer, if you need anything. And this there's Brinley.
All right. Thank you.
So they will take your horses and lead them to the stable kind of nearby.
Okay. Go inside.
All right. You head inside. At this point, it's probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the dinner crowd is not quite all here yet. There's a handful of people in here eating and drinking. You see behind a low bar. Well, let me go into quick description. It's a kind of a low-ceilinged, big open room where there's a bar, 5 tables, and in the corner there's a couple of chairs. Like in the southeast corner, a couple of chairs on either side of a small table with what looks like an interesting-looking game. And there's 2 completely open tables, and there's nobody sitting at the bar yet. You see another young girl, probably about 14, who's probably the barmaid, carrying a tray of some food to one of the tables. And behind the bar are two dwarfs. Kind of one of them's wearing clearly he's the barkeep because he's got an apron on that's a bit dirty and he's balding, and he's just sitting there kind of wiping the bar. And then there's a older female dwarf with kind of auburn hair pulled back, and she looks like she's older than you, and kind of chubby face with a variety of warts and stubbly hair. And she looks in your direction and says, as you come in, "Oh, well, man, come. Welcome to Ma Nettles.
May I bring my pet in? Understandable if no is the answer.
Oh, well, what is your pet?
Larger than a dog. They call them wolves here.
Pets.
Pets. I'm sorry, pets.
Well behaved.
It's okay if no is the answer.
All are welcome at Ma Nettles. Come in to paying customers.
In fact, they might even like if you have some good rare meat. I'll be willing to pay for it.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. We don't do handouts here.
No, not in here.
I roll my eyes to the point that you can hear it. And I just look for a place to go sit down.
So we are told to tell you by the boys outside that we have 3 horses.
Ah, yes. My good little halflings. 3 horses. Will you be staying the night then?
It appears so.
She looks at the motley crew that you are. It's 1 silver per bed or 5 for the common room. Looks like you might want to share a room. She kind of eyes trunk up and down. You might want to use 2 beds. Don't go breaking anything, big boy.
I would never do that.
He's good at mending things. I don't think it's a problem.
I can also just take the 3 outside.
So, yes, we'll have the room.
We have 1 available.
Okay, so that's how much silver are we talking about? With food, we'd like a meal.
Then we can do 10 silver for everything. The room, the boarding, and a meal.
Very good. And you have like a good, perhaps some ribs or something for the, or discarded other things for the wolf, perhaps, and the fox.
They grin.
They love organ meat.
I'm sure we've got something left over. And she'll call back to the kitchen. Prim, we're going to need a plate of scraps for some pets. And you hear, all right, Ma.
Very kind.
I mean, you can obviously take a load off if you want to sit at a table.
I will say thank you in Dwarvish, perhaps. She probably speaks a lot of common. Is she speaking common to her coworkers or her family?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say a nice thank you, some kind of, polite way to say thank you.
So her and the other guy who you pick up as being Ned are dwarves.
Yep.
And all the other helpers are kids,
Okay.
like human kids.
Sure. But I will say to her.
They're all like probably young teenagers.
Sure. I will say a cordial thank you in Dwarvish.
She will kind of just give you a curt nod and reply, "You're welcome," in Dwarvish.
I will sit down and grab out my smoking pipe.
And then she goes over to, so you guys sit down, assuming, and she goes over to one of their tables where you can see that there's a younger man and a woman kind of dressed maybe like adventurers. And you can see that they're banged up and like they've got cuts on their faces. And so she goes over there and sounds like slightly berating them.
What is she saying? Just overall, like, what are you doing here? Or?
Are you two going to get busy and take care of my rat problem? And they're just, and they look at her and like, they're just shaking their heads. It's like, the young woman says, "It's not quite what you said, ma'am, but we're just taking a break." And she scowls and then goes back and heads into the kitchen.
Well, we're level 2, so I think we're a little over leveled to deal with the rat problem in the basement.
I'll just look at them. They're close enough to make eye contact, and it's a pretty big rat problem you have.
The woman will nod and say, "Oh, you have no idea."
Oh, tell me about it.
Enlightened us. We are looking for a good story after a long day of traveling.
We're apprentice druids.
Ah.
And we answered a request to come deal with this infestation, but they're not quite rats.
What are they?
And she says, "Oh, by the way, I am Beth.
Oh, Beth. I am Duran.
I'm Zinnia.
And this is Mac." And you see Beth, she's like a tall, auburn-haired woman, lean, muscular, and she's wearing like a kind of green shirt. And you see they're armed. I mean, they look maybe a little bit inexperienced. And Mac is a slight man with a sandy brown hair. He clearly doesn't really say much. He's just kind of like the strong, silent type as he's watching Beth, maybe with a little bit of disapproval for speaking so much. Yeah, there's something going on down there, definitely.
Have you seen rats?
She will look at you and going to kind of cock her head. "Well, hello there.
Hello.
You're a bit far from the Feywood."
I just shrug.
"Well, of course I've seen rats."
No, in the basement.
"Oh, yes. They're quite large with big pointy teeth, and they seem to be very difficult to poke. It's like they're there and then they're not. They're very fast. She looks over at her fellow. Do you have some experience with dealing with pests?
Well, I met a pixie once.
Ooh, I hear that those are quite interesting.
I was asleep for some of it, so I don't rightly remember.
Awful.
So they look like rats. They're just larger.
Oh, well, they're a little bit spiny too.
Spiny, quick.
Would I know anything?
Right.
Was
Yeah.
the description offhand? Is
Yeah,
this sounding like something that makes sense?
Knowledge.
I mean, you can make your knowledge nature. I mean, probably so.
Oh, yeah.
Without rolling, I'm going to say giant porcupine.
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, natty 20.
I mean, it sounds like partly about the dire rats, but as far as like the hard to hit, that's unusual.
Knowledge nature is a 26.
I mean, that's the only thing that currently matches your idea of what they're talking about.
What about knowledge arcana?
Well, you'd probably need maybe more information.
So, Beth, I too practice in the druidic ways.
She looks surprised. Oh, which grove are you with?
I am not with a grove. Who is your master, trainer in the druidic ways? Just an idea to get an idea of what school of mastery you dabble in.
Eva Silverthorn.
Eva Silverthorn. I belong to the Earth Elders. Have you heard of this group?
I have not.
We study more the ways of the rock and the ley lines of energy on this realm and on this plane.
Oh, that's peculiar. That's a druid?
It is. It's a special druid, but I too can. This is my animal companion, Corda, and I have many different ways. There's different kinds of druids that you just don't know of. Just because you don't know, don't mean they don't exist.
We don't have our companions yet. She will.
It take time.
Yeah. Can I scritch him?
Of course.
So she will.
Speaking of these are very good hunters when it comes to vermin. Both the fox and the wolf. I imagine that's kind of what they do. But
Well, I don't know if Nipper's good with like large vermin.
things bigger than her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Corda, she's just looking for a good fight, but these are in the basement, you say.
Yes. Perhaps we could.
I want to go see.
Well, perhaps we could have a deal. We just need to report back that this has been taken care of, and it will be another accomplishment towards getting accepted into the order.
Well, I certainly like to be a proponent of youth like you starting into the ways of the druid. So do we just get a good feeling on our side? You're being paid by Mo?
It's payment
Mother?
on completion from Nettle. She had a 50 silver reward. I mean, she looks at Mac and he shrugs. You can see that they have dozens of like little bite marks all over them. Like they got
They're
messed
ready to give up.
and then they ran. So they look at each other and he's like, I don't really want to go back down there. You can have the silver.
Oh,
Well, you had me at silver. I'll stand up.
I mean, we don't need all the silver. They can have some of it.
You've paid for your Reuben board already?
We have.
And you have your travel costs on the way back?
Oh yes. I mean, we it's not far. It's just the forest to the south.
They're just kids. Give them some
They
money.
I mean, that's fine, but we're giving them experience. That's what apprenticeships are for.
Oh my gosh.
You're talking about an unpaid internship, not an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Also,
is
you're
not
not
Earth.
even talking about that. You're talking about us doing it for them.
Right. So that's
So no experience and no money.
Yeah.
I mean, they can come down and watch.
They should come down with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should come down still and help out as you can.
How about do half of the silver? 50-50?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Does that sound good? But you have to come down because otherwise, what's the point?
Where's the door to the basement?
So they will look and say, well, we would love to come back down, but I think we need to either get healed up or rest. I'm really quite hurt.
Well, I'm going to lay out the rest of my good berries, which is probably would be 8 per day. So it's 6. I didn't get those back, so 14 good berries. Because I made them before I went to bed, and I made them when I woke up.
I'll take a couple good berries.
Well, you can grab a couple good berries if you want. Grab what you want.
Are you hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, from the fight.
Yeah.
Is anybody else hurt?
Are you able to cast spells yet?
Well, some, but we've already used what we had.
Well, you recognize these then.
I do. I can't wait till I can do more of those.
Well, go ahead and take a few. Each.
So are you offer them like 5 apiece? And
Yeah,
then
I mean,
the rest
I will. They don't know spells. So let's do this. They don't have to be involved down there. You can just watch. And then we'll talk about healing you over rest afterwards. You can just sit up the stairs. I need a little bit more information of how many you think there are, where they're coming from, because are they just in the basement or are they coming from somewhere else outside the basement? Do I need to ask Ma about that?
I think they're just in the basement. There's somewhere between 2 and 5.
Okay.
They move very quickly.
I imagine so. It looks like it.
Well, so let's just go.
All right, let's go.
Corda, you want to catch some rats? Huh, girl?
She'll probably, growl.
Bound up and let's go.
Okay, so you just go out the back door, basically.
Does anybody got any light?
Yes, I can cast light too.
If you
I think we all can cast light.
If you can cast it on me, that would be great.
All right.
We'll let Ma know what we're doing. So
yeah, you heard her kind of fussing around in the kitchen, and then she comes out with the plate of scraps and looks at you. Oh, you're going to help out with the rats?
Yes. They need some help, and we're here, so.
Might as well.
All right, she'll just put it on the bar.
Yep. He'll be back quickly. Well, she'll be back.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes, I'll cast light on you.
Excellent.
On your shoulder pad or something, or whatever you have, or perhaps Mama.
Yep.
It's glowing around.
All right.
Hold it up. It's like my own torch.
Yep.
All right. Then you go out the door, out around behind the halfway house where there's a set of cellar doors that are currently closed and barred. And you can remove the bar, throw it open, and you see a somewhat rickety set of stairs leading down into the darkened basement of the boarding house.
Okay.
So I'll turn around because I'd like to be at the top of the stairs, and I'll look at Xenia and I'll say, "All right, I hope we don't run into the alpha rat." And I'll wink and smile and go down the stairs.
I'm going to cast Acid Maw on Corda.
All right. Well, hold that thought, because as Tommy begins heading down into the darkened basement, no doubt in search of great adventure, we, unfortunately, are going to have to see what happens next time.
All righty.
I know. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
I got my joke in. So
You did. It was good.
Yeah.
Zinnia is going to start leaving cube-shaped fairy poop on your head every time you make an alpha joke.
Oh, and but I mean, that's the way that's going to work.
So, just really quickly, I don't want to take too much time. Does Zinnia poop on his head or leave poop on his head? Just something to think about. Perhaps we'll find out next time.
Yeah. Maybe she'll just start keeping her poop in her belt pouch.
Yeah.
And just
leaving it there every so often.
You know what? It's going to be like rabbit, so it's not going to be something that bothers him. Just
put it in his hat so he puts it on in the morning. Oh, Zinnia!
Well, I was so glad we could end the poop joke. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our show and want more, please leave us a rating and review on whichever platform you use. And of course, feel free to share us on social media. We'll be back next week with more adventures in the world of Tellus. To tide you over, you can read more about the cast, characters, and the world of Tellus at AdventuresEdgeRPG.com. And if you're going out on your own adventure, not everyone is what they appear to be, especially in a world of magic. Stay safe out there.